Alright, freeform here. This is returning to John Tiller, or WDS naval campaigns actually. Helping out playtesting their next naval campaigns, or at least Kriegsmarine. Battles mainly between the Kriegsmarine and the Royal Navy during World War II. Again, this is a playtest, so what the final product may be different. There's a disclaimer. But I've played through this a few times. This scenario, this is an interesting scenario here. This is the sinking of the HMS Courageous. That's British RN's carrier. They were on anti-submarine patrol west of Ireland, picked up a distress call from a nearby freighter. They were launching swordfish, and two of her destroyer escorts went out to try and find this freighter that was in trouble, but we're playing the Germans here, and we got the U-boat, and apparently in real life the U-boat was able to sink the Courageous. Like I said, I've played this a few times. It is a challenging scenario for the U-boat. First off, because of the speed disparity. The carrier and the destroyers are pretty much operating at almost 31 knots. Looks like they're transiting based on what I've seen before. And the U-boat can do at most 18 knots on the surface. Not a good place to be if you're doing an attack. And then at periscope depth it can only do 8 knots. So the U-boat, the main thing is getting in position to get the shot. If the U-boat's out of position, the RN task force or group will just blow right by them at 30 knots. And that's what happened the first time I played it. I kind of thought I was in a real fast attack boat for nowadays. It could kick up to really high speed, so I thought I'd come along the port side and turn, and well, when I began the turn they were already flying by. Second time I didn't quite get in the best position, but I did take up two destroyers, but then the other two drove me to the bottom and sank me. So that wasn't a good result. So I'm going to try this one more time here. So this is here's the scenario. Here's my submarine here, and I'm going to change to this new alternate interface they have here. And there's my U-boat. So it's cool stuff here. Here I control my depth. Either I'm on the surface, periscope depth, or submerged. Not too many more choices beyond that. Here you see my speed, 18 knots on the surface. I can increase or decrease, I think, in 1 knot increments, and then I can turn port or starboard. Just have to figure out which way I'm going here. And I can go to min speed, max speed, etc. And this is my specs here. I'm a 7B type U-boat. Got an 88 on the deck. Not that I'm going to take these guys on the surface with my 88. And then I've got these torpedoes here. I did look them up on the parameter data. They're capable of 40 knots. I'm hoping if I read this right. Don't have much armor. I can control my speed here. The speed of the game, I'm sorry, here. And we'll do that in a second. A bunch of commands here. They stash them here. Those of you familiar with WDS games, more used to the buttons up here. I haven't decided which I like, but at least it says port and starboard for turning, which I can identify with better. So we can look at some stuff. What's our weather here? Visibility is about 9 nautical miles. Winds out of the north at 7 knots. So yeah, 9 nautical miles. We can see that by these rings here. Pretty sure the yellow is visibility. Yeah, there we go. It's about 8.9 nautical miles. This is a new cool thing they put in, this range thing here. And then the black line is my primary armament, which is my deck gun. Probably located forward of the conning tower, therefore it's not shooting back here. And then the blue are my torpedoes here. And I have some torpedoes. They had torpedo tubes in the rear, in the aft part of the boat and the fore part. So that's my range here with my torpedoes. Database data, let's see what we got here. I've got G7 A's. Don't really know the difference between F and A. I can look that up. I've only got one of those. Maybe steam torpedoes. G7A T1 coming across here tells me range is, I'm assuming that's 5,000 yards, and I hope that's true, 44 knots, because if I had these with a max speed of 30 knots, conceivably the RN could just drive away. 30 knots is speed they can do. So let's hope 5,000 yards, 44 knots. And again, I'm used to playing command, and I served on nuclear submarines, so these are not Mark 48s. 55 knots plus, and long range. Only got 5,000. If this is 5,000 yards, that's about 2.5 nautical miles roughly. 44 knots. So I literally have to be right on top of them. So basically my strategy is once I pick these guys up, I'm going to just try and figure out their course and try and just get in front of them. And then hopefully as they're driving up at me, I'll be lined up and I can take the shot at the carrier. I don't want to wait until the carrier's past me, because 30 knots, if my 44 knots, 5,000 yards, there's a good chance it can outrun me. I haven't had success in my last 2 tries, so we'll see how I do in this try. That's enough setup. Let's go ahead and start the game. So I'm going to go ahead and go 18 knots on the surface. And I can speed this up. South. Got this on visual. Let me click on this. It's doing 30 knots according to this, and it's going northwest. So that would be that way. So if that's true, let's let it run a little longer. Okay, so let's look at this better. This is going northwest. Now the problem I have is I don't want them to see me, and here's the carrier. So I am going to turn to port, and it does give you this cue. See, this is the arrow showing which way. So let's see. If, sorry about that. If they are going northwest, and I'm going this way, I still think I'm going to turn a little to port. Yeah, definitely want to do that, so let's see what that does. So now I'm going south-southeast from 180. I think that's saying I'm at 180 and I'm turning to that direction. Let's see what that looks like. Yep. nice. Notice the yellow line did come back in my visual range when I'm at periscope depth. Apparently is about 4.5 miles. That's the most I can see when I'm at PD. So that's nice. Kind of makes sense. So I'm still driving down these lines. I guess I can take it up to 4x, live on the edge, and then hover over 0x. And at some point they're going to have to cross. There, got a DD. I'm going back to 1x. Okay. So there's one of the DDs. Let's see if I've got a course on them. Okay, they've gone to north now. That's a problem. Now they're doing this way. Yeah, and this is what normally happened to me. If they were on northwest, I would have been okay, but if they're going north, I need to turn again to port to try and drive. And actually, I'm going to go to port. I'm going to go to east-southeast. That's kind of a drastic move, but I've got to get in front of them. Like to be right in front of the carrier. I'm going to do my best and assume if they're, well, that's a lot of turn there. I may have to go back to starboard here. Well, no, that's okay. Let's see if we get a look on the carrier here. Yeah, look at how fast that is moving. Wow, this is going to be tight. I'm not seeing any of the other ships. Why am I not seeing them? Like I said, they're traveling north. I'm going to assume if this DD is doing north, that any other ships are too. Okay, now I got the other. Oh, I have a feeling the carrier is going to be here. I'm going to have to turn a little more to port. Yep, there's the carrier. Let's see if we can make up the distance at 8 knots. Yeah, I've played this enough to know they're doing this, but I wanted to play it fairly. Now another way we could close it. We're going to turn harder to port. Let's see if we can leverage a little extension here. Well, let's see, I'm at PD. I can click max speed, but it doesn't change, so that's the best I can do. This is like... let's There it is. I'm taking the shot. And it won't let me. Firing is out of facing of load. Okay. Fine. Oh, I think what it does, I don't know what I think if I do that. And then that. Okay, I put 2 torpedoes in the water at its anticipated location. This is scary. Swordfish in the air. Let's see if they saw me. Oh, this torpedo, this guy may run right over my torpedoes. We'll see. Yeah, this is getting tight. Oh. See, my torpedoes disappeared. Where'd they go? Okay, let's see. Look at that. Now I gotta shoot way up here. Torpedoes don't have very long legs here. Yeah, that's 2.5 miles. I mean, well, this may be I may just pick off a destroyer. Okay. I don't know what happened to my 2 first. Look at that, they're disappearing. Don't quite know what that means. And again, I'm not close enough, so. Whoa. Still doing 30 knots. Holy smoke. Bummer. Oh yeah, let's see if to hit her. Now I gotta put it way up. And I'm not loaded, so well, what happened? Here. And let's check real quick. Victory. Nope, I didn't think anything, so. Oh, Allied minor defeat. Nice. Cruiser damage. I may just get out of Dodge here. Yeah, they're all turning for me. Flooding and medium damage. 13 knots. See how many torpedoes I have left. I have one of these, and I have, don't know what this is telling me here, 15278. Okay, I may just slip out of here for a minor victory here. Alright, let's see what those destroyers are. Yeah, they're pinging me. the last hit here. Let's see what that does. Nope, don't know how that works. Okay. Here we go. So we're going to 2x. Now the only way I'll get lucky is if I evade the destroyers, which I'm waiting to see if I do, and then I can slink back up and see what's going on. They're going off that way. I got 2 in front. Don't think all 4 can go after me. And the carriers here still, no, moving this way. May still be in good shape. Do I risk coming back up to periscope depth? Okay. I think at this point I'm going to start turning to port though. Let's split these guys. I'm thinking I can do that. See if I can get one more shot at the carrier. Now if the carrier's doing 14 knots damaged, I'm not going to get the carrier. And I don't think... I think the A means aft and the F means forward. Good to know. So I could... And the carrier has disappeared. Okay, these guys are over here, these guys are over here. I'm living on the edge here. Let's crank it up to 3. And what are we at recording time? 24 minutes. We're probably going to stop this here, and I'll be happy with my minor victory. You get a minor victory if they don't sink me. Okay, don't know where they are. Now if I come up to PD, they're probably going to get me. Well, I think we're at the recording time. You got an idea here. I'm going to come up to PD just to take a look around, and then we'll call the video here. At least I hit the carrier this time. Wow, I really can't tell what they're doing here. Well, this is a good way to commit suicide here. Coming up to PD, and we'll see what we see. May have to go right back down again. Actually, at this point, I can go to min speed. Not that they see torpedo wakes, but if I'm doing 2 knots, the wake of my torpedo, my periscope may not be as pronounced as at 8 knots. Okay, I'm still rising. Oh, there's a carrier. Oh, shoot, there's a swordfish out there. The carrier's doing 8 knots. I'm going down. Oh, I'm not going to go surface. Crap, it's on me. Yep. That's what happens. critical ship. Hoo-hoo! That's it. I got it. I think. Let's see what happens if I get the victory. End of game. Okay, we didn't get to the timeout here. So I think my torpedoes... Ouch! But, those destroyers are right on top of me. Yep. Major defeat. I got it.